Welcome to a brand new episode of the Content Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Witnish. Today's conversation is around long-form content and how done strategically with an SEO hat on, this format can deliver views, traffic, clicks, even leads and clients for your business, for your personal brand for years and years to come if it ranks highly in a Google search or a YouTube search. And the difference between long-form content is simply that we are targeting what people are actively searching for on search engine platforms and aiming to rank in those top 2 or 3 results and to stay there for years and years to come. So we keep getting those views. Short-form content, which we spoke about in last week's episode, is interruption-based content where we're targeting the feeds and trying to command people's attention when they're scrolling. That style of content typically has traction for 24 to 72 hours, whereas long-form content has the ability to stay at that number 1 spot on Google or YouTube for years and years to come. Very powerful, and all you need to do is have one successful piece of long-form content for a high-volume search topic to change the landscape for your brand or your business very, very quickly. So we're going to deep dive into how to curate long-form content strategically to show up in search results, and then you can go out and apply it intermittently to your business and see if you can get some of your content pieces, whether they're written or video format, to rank highly. So the first thing that you need to do is homework and understand what is your target audience searching for online and what does the competition look like. A place to start is Google Trends, which is a free tool offered by Google. We have spoken about it in other episodes, and you can just find out what is trending in your industry, in your subject matter of expertise. And you take a keyword that might be broad. For example, it could be something like weight loss, and you can start filtering in where you want to see on Google that it's trending. So it could be locally, it could be nationally, it could be globally. And then you can also select the time frame at which you want to see how long that particular topic has been trending. Now, there's going to be topics that trend for 24 hours, hot news items, and then they die down. So for long form content, they might perform well for a little while, but when that's not headline news, people aren't going to be actively searching for that. So if you want to go the long-term play, you want to find topics that are building momentum, but also have durability. And you ask yourself the question, will people still be actively searching and looking for this trending topic in a month, in 6 months, in 12 months? And that's how you can determine whether it's worth investing your time, energy, and effort into going down the path with that particular Google Trend topic that it's giving you. The next tool that can take this further is the Google Keyword Planner, which is a free tool that Google provides to its advertisers and can help people that are building websites discover what they should target their website for. And with keywords, we call this meta information. So the way that rankings work initially is the websites or the platforms crawl the piece of content and they're looking for key data. What's in the title, what's in the tags, what's in the description, what's in the body of text, to determine what searches this content shows up in. This keyword planner helps you find what the volume of searches are for keywords and also how much competition there is. So naturally you want to sort using the keyword planner for the most searches and the lowest amount of competition and create a hot list of keywords or searches or keyword phrases for your target audience that have high volume and super low competition. Because if there's too much competition, it's going to be incredibly hard to rank and you're probably up against some major institutions and big brands. And if there's not enough searches, you might rank highly, but no one's looking for it. So you just won't get any traffic. So just like you do with Google Trends, you go over to the Google Keyword Planner, which you can just Google, and you take a keyword that might be broad for your niche. Again, it could be weight loss as an example. You enter that in, you might put in some additional filtering like the location. I might see what the search volume's like in Australia, and it'll do the rest of the work. And you'll get this massive list of hundreds and hundreds of searches. And then, as I mentioned, you want to sort from the highest volume to see what is searched the most from that list of keywords and work your way down, but you're looking over in the right-hand column to see what the competition is like for that keyword. And anyone that says low competition or even medium that has thousands of searches a month, they can be added to your list as potential long form content pieces that you can target with articles or long videos that you upload to various platforms. So that's how to use the Google Keyword Planner. And there's tons of tutorials. If you're not sure how to utilize it, just go over to YouTube and watch a demonstration. It's very straightforward and it gives you the information in seconds. And also, if you're setting up a website and you want your pages and your website to rank for specific keywords, this is also a great place to get that information. The third tool is vidIQ, and this is great for ranking your YouTube videos highly. And it has a free version from my understanding, but there's a paid version which I'm on, which gives a lot more data and goes to the next level when you want to give your video every chance of ranking highly. So just like you do with those other platforms, you head over to vidIQ, you take a keyword or phrase that your target audience in your niche might search for, you hit enter, and they've got a section that has matching phrases or matching keywords, I think it's called, or matching terms along those lines. And if you click on that category, it'll bring up all the searches on YouTube that include that keyword. And then you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to sort by the most searches, and then you're going to look at which of those highly searched phrases that people are putting into YouTube have the lowest amount of competition and add them to your hot list. So very quickly, if you just utilize those three platforms, it might only take you 10 to 15 minutes. You should have 10 to 20 long form content ideas that have lots of searches, but not much competition. And the goal with long form content is to provide value. So you're going into a lot of detail. People that are searching for these phrases are generally looking for value and specific information. So they may be wanting to go deep into a session on consuming content on this particular area. So the great thing about that is you can deepen the relationship and the value exchange with that audience much faster than you do with short form content. And naturally, if they get value from what they find with your long form content, they're probably going to go seek more of your content, and it definitely condenses the trust transference and the desire to want more of your expertise. So now we've got to step into the strategic side. How do we, once we know what searches are popular and have low competition, and we understand that we've got to create valuable content, what can we do to help our long form content to rank? So what you want to do is start searching those keywords that you've got on your list or those phrases and have a look at who's ranking in the top 1 to 5 results on Google or on YouTube, whichever platform you're targeting. And you want to look at the similarities and what each of those top 5 rankings are doing. You want to look at what their titles look like, how many times the keyword appears in the text or in the description, is it in their tags, and create some of the criteria that is the same for each of the articles. Now, I want to put a warning before I talk to this strategic side of it. There used to be something done that was called keyword stacking, so that people would take the keyword that they want to rank for and literally just put it everywhere in a blog article or in a post or on their website to try and rank. That's not going to work, because now it also correlates to how much engagement, how much value, and how popular the content piece is. If you just stack an article or a video or a search with a keyword and it doesn't deliver value and retain the audience, then it's not going to rank highly. So we need to do it in a way where we're including the keyword strategically in the content, but we're not stacking it to the point where someone's going to get bored or go, this isn't valuable, and move on. So the value in the content is important because we need to retain the audience. It needs to become popular and people need to refer back to it in order for it to rank highly. But step one is making sure we do these foundational things, which is research the top 3 to 5 ranking pieces of content for that searches on the target platform, going, what can we do to get an edge when it comes to putting that keyword and optimizing for that phrase in our long form content. So it might be utilizing it better in the title. It might be having more subheadings if you're writing a written article or blog post that you're targeting for a searches. So subheadings with the keyword in it are going to help when your article's getting indexed and the search engines are crawling it, which is why if we can get an edge and do it better than the current top ranking pieces of content, we set ourselves up to have the opportunity to get that piece of content into searches, and then based on the popularity and how valuable and how deep people go with that content thereafter will determine how we maintain that ranking. So if you notice that the number 1 and 2 or 3 ranking articles use the keyword, say 4 or 5 times each in their content, in the body, in the subtitles, in the headings, in the tags, then you could try and go deeper with your content and include it 6 or 7 times. So you might write a longer piece of content, have more sections in it. So you might, instead of talking about 5 or 6 problems, you might go to 7. And that way you're providing additional value, but you've also got more text and more opportunity to include that keyword. So you're outperforming people that are utilizing it less, but have those current high rankings. So again, this formula is very simple. Using it in the title and trying to have a more creative or appealing title than the current top ranking sites. Making sure that if you've got some subheadings that you're using, if it's written text, that you include it in some of those subheadings, so that the keyword or the search term, making sure it's in the body of text, not overusing it so you're not keyword stacking, getting flagged, and also devaluing the piece of content. But then finally making sure it's in those in the tags of the post. So when it does get crawled and the search engines look at your piece of content, they go, okay, I've got to show it for this. And then when they do show it to the audience, it'll be up to them to determine how popular and value that is by the engagement, interaction, and retention they have. And then if that aligns and you've got the higher level of meta information, then you should rank highly. And if you can get to one of those top 1 or 2 spots, like I said, it can feed you traffic for life as long as it continues to rank. And that's an incredible asset for your business that you don't have to pay for.